Hello everybody, once again welcome to my channel. I want to apologize very quickly for not being able to finish all my uploads at a sooner time. Like I said, it's a new channel. Please bear with me. I am trying to find time for everything. I do private consultations and I do a lot of workings. I am a practicing witch, and I also have a professional life aside from my calling and aside from, the workings I do. So this is definitely something that's, I know it's going to take me, to put more effort into it. I'm definitely trying the best I can to work around my schedule and everything. So please bear with me, you guys, for these beginning months that I'm starting off, okay? This is going to be for the sun sign of Libra. Spirit, what are the messages for Libra for the month of October 2016? Libra. Spirit, what are the messages for Libras for the month of October 2016? Spirit, what are the messages for Libras for the month of October 2016? Okay, Libras, I'm definitely sensing like having either and you guys will be feeling this already because it's definitely not the beginning of the month. We are already going into the second week of the month. So definitely there's gonna be I'm sensing like you guys are either trying to make meets end, or you guys are like financially struggling at the moment, either through a loss of a job. If you guys are in a relationship, it can represent or be you who lost the job or your partner that lost the job. So I feel like not having enough and struggling for the month of October, probably going into the first week of November. So just be very mindful about overindulging or overspending on or things that you don't need versus your necessities, okay? Don't over splurge for the remaining of the month and going into the first week of November. Be very mindful and careful or tactful about that for you Libras out there, okay? So let's get into the reading. Spirit, what are the messages for Libras? Definitely this one. Okay. I felt the pull on that one. So I'm doing the 5-card spread. I definitely encourage all of you guys to comment below, message me or private message me and let me know what is the spread that resonates best with you, okay? Libras, we start off with the King of Swords, which is definitely a representation of you. And this is this is in the position of air element, how we communicate or how we will be communicating with others throughout the month. So you're definitely very grounded, Libra. You have your priorities straight. You know exactly what you want or towards what are you heading. And that's definitely a good thing. You're starting off your month very strong. Like I said, I did get the message of, either you or the person that you're with in a relationship, money-wise, kind of struggling, but you are starting the month very strong and very grounded. So that's definitely a good thing. That, if you are, for some reason, struggling money-wise, like I said, just be very mindful and very tactful about your spending throughout the month. That's definitely very important. And then, like I said, this is the card that's representing you. So throughout the month of October, going into the first week of November, there's going to be communication, and this can also represent another air sign, which would be an Aquarius, a Gemini, or a fellow Libra, where there's going to be a lot of communication going back and forth. But this is the air energy, or the air element, or the sun sign, the sun signs of air, There's, it's a lot about communication, but it's more like mental communication. And what I mean by mental, having intellectual conversations. Uh, Whether it's, it could be about anything basically, but there's going to be, throughout the month of October, there's going to be this theme where you're going to feel like the need to be more honest throughout the month, or be more blunt, I should say, not honest, but blunt. I know you Libra sometimes are very tactful in the way you speak, because you don't, you guys are all about keeping the balance, all about not making anyone else feel worse or feel bad about something or about themselves. But throughout the month of October, it's definitely encouraging you or asking you to be very blunt if you need to. If people reach out to you for some reason, you don't have the time, or you really want to say, hey, I can't. If someone reaches out to you and asks you for a favor and you really can't do it, I know that you guys rather just be like, all right, I'll hit you up or I'll let you know, because you guys try to evade that, the saying of no, basically. So throughout the month of October, going into the first beginnings of November, definitely be blunt about it. If you can't, or you don't want to do something or help a friend out in something or whatever, just stand your ground and say, hey, you know what, I can't. No, not necessarily make up excuses, just be upfront about it. Sometimes we unfortunately have to make people, not make them feel bad, but be honest about something, even if it means, them feeling a little bit hurt. But sometimes people need rude awakening, so to speak. So definitely, just try the best you can to be blunt, in the areas where you literally need to stand your ground, okay? Now, for your material in the earth sector with work and finances, you have the Six of Cups. The Six of Cups is all about reliving the past, or going into the past, or coming back into the past. And because it is in your earth sector with finances, definitely there is going to be either some type of change in your work environment, whether it's you going back to where you started, or getting an offer from a previous employer that is more, it probably not necessarily pays more, but makes you feel more fulfilled. And it's kind of like you having to relive the past, or going back into the past. But this is definitely a good thing, because it is coming up upright. And again, like I said, it's falling in your earth sector, which is your work and finances. Also, it can represent a water sign from your past, either coming back into your life, or you wanting to go back into their life. Meaning, perhaps if you were in a previous relationship, and for some reason you guys, that relationship didn't work out or whatever. People grow, we move on and stuff, and fortunately sometimes people cannot keep moving forward with us. So if that was the case for you guys, and I'm not talking about, like ex-lovers, or that, you just broke up and then no, I'm talking about something that was paused, a relationship that was paused but was never ended, but yet no one ever reached out to each other to try to either literally end it in the literal sense, or to continue on. You guys just kind of left it like that. And for those of you who have been in a situation like that from a previous relationship, then definitely this person will be manifesting or coming back into your life, probably in the third, if not the last week of October. Okay. Also, like I said, as far as work and finances, you're gonna be doing pretty good for the month of October, even the beginning, midst of November. Like I said, if there is, I know in the beginning there was a message where, if one, either you or the other person that you're with, is at a loss of the job, you like lose the job, or you're laid off or whatever, it can also represent, with the Six of Cups, it can also represent around the time that you are either laid off or you lose a job or your loved one loses a job, it can also represent or encouraging you to go back into the past, meaning a previous employer, that you enjoyed, working with them. You enjoyed, doing whatever it was that you were doing. And it's also, it can either come as like someone else, like a friend, definitely a friend, more than a relative, but more of like word of mouth. You're gonna hear that, hey, remember that old company or that old job you had, they're currently hiring, around the same time that there's like a loss of a job or something. So definitely be keep your eyes open for that, because it's a definitely good opportunity, and it's a definitely good omen, to have the Six of Cups when it falls into your earth sector, because it's like, if you are struggling or if you start to struggle throughout the month of October, there's definitely a new opportunity that's going to come back to you. And it's kind of like an opportunity that you either missed in the past, or an opportunity where you had to leave that job to go somewhere else because they paid more or whatever. They might uh, meet you where you're at in the pay rate, but it was something you genuinely enjoyed doing. So this is definitely a good thing, okay? So with your challenge, um, with fire, the element of fire, you have the Ace of Cups. And the Ace of Cups as a challenge is definitely, it's definitely kind of like a rude awakening. It's shaking you up and asking you, like, look at the new opportunities or the new blessings coming into your life, or what is continuously manifesting in your life. In order for you to truly take advantage of it, you have to go into whatever it is, whether it's a relationship, whether it's in your professional life, whatever it is. You have to get into it wholeheartedly, okay? No half-assing anything. And the reason why I say that is because aces are all about new beginnings, okay? And because it is a cup, the Ace of Cups, it's definitely feeling emotionally fulfilled, being completely happy, or in this, feeling of abundance. And it can be feeling of abundance whether it's in love relationships or in your professional life. But it's definitely asking you or encouraging you to be very thankful about what you have. Whether it's, like I said, whether, throughout the month of October, you start little by little kind of feeling the need to try to make meets end or whatever. Don't focus on that feeling. Focus on, instead of seeing it like, oh God, I have to pay another bill or whatever, just be thankful that you're able to pay that bill. And the reason for that is because you're attracting more positive energy, okay? And also, like I said, it's encouraging you. I mean, the Ace of Cups is not a challenge in itself. It's just asking you to be more grateful, have gratitude into whatever it is that you have in your life, You'd be surprised how many times, people complain about not having enough, or not having, that car they want, or not having whatever. And then you meet someone that has literally half of what you have, and you don't hear them complain half as much as people that do have, So it's all about perspective and keeping your mind focused in the positive energy, okay? Now, for those of you who are single, you have the Six of Cups and you have the Ace of Cups, okay? And the cards following is this very strong indicator to me that you guys, for those of you who are single, there is definitely a feeling of regret, or there's definitely a feeling of loss of a relationship, someone you were genuinely connected with. And when I mean genuinely, I mean on a spiritual level. And the reason why I say that is because the Six of Cups with the Ace of Cups, it's definitely a soul connection, okay? There's a soul connection. It's on a deeper level than just physical. And because the Six of Cups is following, or actually comes before the Ace, it's definitely the feeling of regret because you keep looking at the past, and looking into the past, you are kind of like, what's the word I'm looking for? Comparing. You're like comparing um, people that come into your life or people that you meet and you start dating. You you quickly go back into comparing that past love or that past relationship, okay? And here's the thing, and I'm speaking to those that are single. If you were in a relationship and basically you fucked up, right? Sometimes our ego is so strong that we don't even think for a second what the other person felt by you doing that fuck up, okay? And we just go on about our life. And I fall back into what I said initially about feeling, or the feeling of when you're in a relationship but you guys kind of never end anything and you leave it just like that and you just continue on with your life. And it's like you continuously keep looking back into the past. And like I said, if you fucked up, you know, woman up or man up and reach out to that person. Whether it's, whether your intentions are to, ask for another opportunity, or, whatever it is. Or if it's just, literally just to apologize for whatever it is that you did, do it. And those who don't gamble, or those who don't dare to take that leap of faith, you will never know what could have been, or what, the possibilities were. If you reach out and, you literally cannot restore this relationship, then at least you were able to take full responsibility of whatever it was that you did. And you will then empower yourself to take hold of your life. Because if you do not do this, I guarantee you, you will continuously keep looking to the past, and that is not a way to live. Okay, and like I said, this is a soul connection. Even if that person, even if you do reach out and that person happens to be in a relationship already, or not, whatever it is, don't do it because you're expecting something out of, you're expecting, from your apology, you're expecting it to go back to the way it was. Don't do it, if you're expecting something. Do it because your soul and because your heart needs to either apologize or to end it. And what I mean by that is sometimes we just need closure, and you will not be able to move on. You may jump into a relationship to another, and you will not be you will not be happy or feel fulfilled. And the reason for that is because your soul needed that. You needed that ending. So I encourage you guys to do so if this is in fact your situation or what you're going through. Okay? For those of you who are in a relationship, there's definitely very, very high chances of you guys conceiving. Okay, so if you guys are not trying to, have a family right now or start a family, then definitely be very careful, because the Six of Cups is all about children, innocence, purity. And the Ace of Cups, when I see the 6 next to it, I definitely see a female entity or a female energy. So definitely, if you guys are not looking to wanting to have kids right now or whatever, definitely take care of yourself. And for those of you who are in a relationship, like I said, if you are looking to extend your family or create your family, then definitely use this month of October and all of November. Chances of conceiving are very high right now. Okay. So with your emotions and love life, you have the Four of Cups. And the Four of Cups is all about reserving, or overdoing it, I should say. It's like you're kind of closing up. Maybe you feel a little bit, and again, we fall back into, to those of you that are single, that resonates with, with what the message was being given to me about a relationship that never was ended. um, this can very well represent you, or it can represent the person that you were with, which would be an earth sign, and it would be a Capricorn, a Taurus, or a Virgo. And this person is completely shut down, or it's you who has been completely shut down, not reached out. You're protecting yourself or protecting your feelings, or maybe the reason why that apology never came is probably because it would make you feel vulnerable. And I know that, air signs are not usually very good at showing their emotions, as well as, as well as earth signs, especially if you're dealing with a Capricorn. Then definitely they can be very, they can hold grudges, okay? And, with the Four of Pentacles, it's definitely saying like they're either going to be protecting themselves, having their walls up, or it's going to be you. So for the month of October, like I said, if you have any apologies to do, definitely apologize without the expectancy of anything. That way, if it was to flourish into something, then definitely you consider that a blessing. You'd be more thankful for it, okay? But again, like I said, for those of you who are in a relationship, we go back to, the initial messages that I was getting when it comes to finances, and kind of struggling to make, ends meet or whatever. With the Four of Pentacles, you're definitely going to feel, that in the relationship, it's going to be you the one to be a little bit more stingy, to be a little bit more tight with your money, to be a little bit more, not wanting to overindulge or, overspend or whatever. And this can very well represent your partner as well, seeing you as like, why is he being so stingy? Why is she being so stingy? Or whatever. But again, like it's, air signs are usually very mental people, and they, very well are meticulous in their reasons for what they do. So finally, with your spirit's advice, your spiritual advice for the month of October, you have the Five of Cups. The Five of Cups, it's all about sorrow and sadness and regret. I keep getting this feeling like you keep looking to the past, like you literally cannot continue on without going to the past. And like I said, even if it is just to end something, you definitely need to do it. And the reason for that is because your spirit's advice for the month of October is stop having regrets. Stop crying over spilled milk. Stop. What is it that you're doing now? What is it exactly that you're doing now that can alter or better whatever it is that happened? And again, we go back to that feeling of, hey, if you messed up or whatever, even if it was the other person that you were with that messed up or whatever, but you, for yourself, you need that closure, then it's necessary for you to, take action. And with the Five of Cups, it's like, what exactly have you done other than sit there and cry about, spilled milk, but not done anything about it? So it's in a rude awakening. It's definitely shaking you up for the month of October. And again, because you keep having cards that speak about the past and regret, I definitely sense like that's going to be a very strong feeling throughout the month of October. And it can also mean you hearing or knowing about news from that person that was never ended or whatever, through friends. So it can even be like your friends bumping into that person or vice versa, whatever. So definitely I encourage you guys, for those of you that this resonates to, definitely, take full responsibility of your life and do what it is that you have to do, whether it's just to apologize, whether the other person was the one that did you harm. But you, as your soul's need is that, physical ending. then reach out. Even if it's just for that, for your mind's sake and for your heart's sake, do it. And like I said, without any expectancy, and if in fact there was something to flourish, then you'd be very thankful and grateful for it. And if not, you're able to actually release the past and unbound yourself from it and move forward. I hope that makes sense. I know it's not going to resonate to everyone, but that was a very, very strong message that I got for this month. So again, Libras, I wish you guys the very best. I wish you guys a happy Halloween, happy Hallows Eve. And for those of you who are resonating with this reading, I definitely encourage you guys to message me or comment below and let me know how this turns out for you guys, okay? Many blessings.